Okay, Pete, obviously welcome back. Well, amongst many fans, a Hereford legend, Ryan
Yep.
Green scored the winner in the playoffs. You know, great player. Everyone knows all about him. Delighted to have him, I'm sure.
Yeah, without a doubt, it was a real quick turnaround. Actually, we had a few emails and text messages on Thursday after training when I got back in the car, and about the possibility that we may be able to have Ryan. So the first thing I did was ring Steve, obviously, because this is a bit of a tough one because of that, because he's a good personal friend and one of my best friends. So it was a tough one. But I rang him and spoke to him, and he was very honest and open about it all, and gave us permission to speak to him and sent me his number. So and then really within sort of the next space of about sort of 12, 16 hours, it was pretty much done and dusted, which was great. So like I said, Ryan has been playing an awful long time. I think he's got better with age, without doubt. I think people know that about him. He's been involved in a winning team. Last year he was captain at Merthyr, won the league, so he knows what's required to win games and to win championships. So I thought it was really important that we tried to bring him in if we could get the deal done. The downside to that is obviously with where we are, the budget at the moment, is that with one coming in, we've had to let one go, and unfortunately we've had to lose Tony. Not an ideal scenario. Obviously I would love to, and as I explained to Tony, who took it extremely, no different than I would expect him to, extremely professionally, very well. Disappointed, of course, as I was, because obviously in an ideal world it'd be great to keep them both, but unfortunately with where we are with our budget at the moment, that doesn't allow that, and this is what we said at the start of the season, is the team will evolve and change at certain times of the year, probably quite consistently, until we get to a point where we probably feel as though we are where we need to be, and then we'll still always look for better players to improve the team, but we won't be in any real rush to get things done. But I think we're 8 games in. We've had a very good start to a very tough campaign. We've had sort of 5 games on the road, which are never easy. We're a new group of players. The teams that we're playing are been together 2, 3, 4, 5 years, some of them. So we're all very new, and I think we've had an extremely good start because of that and where we are, but we also still want to be better. We know that we've conceded some very poor goals. Collectively, it's not an individual person. This is no way in shape or form pointing fingers. This is as a team. As I've said before, we'll win as a team, we'll lose as a team. Defending starts from the front, but we have given away some very soft goals, and so we've scored an awful lot, but we've also conceded an awful lot. So we need to try and change that. We need to do that. We've brought Jamie in, who's done very well so far, and has formed a steady partnership with Nathan, who I think has been very consistent in his first season. But Ryan again, I think, makes us stronger again. But unfortunately, like I said, the downside to that is where with what we are and where we are in the league at the moment, with the league we're in and our budget the way it is unfortunately, Tony had to move on, and I wished him all the best, thanked him for everything he's done, because he's been a true role model, and nothing, like I said, nothing that I wouldn't have expected from him. A true role model to the younger players in the way that he trains, in the way that he plays, but unfortunately it's just part of the football at the moment. That's the way that it is, and I'm sure he'll find something very quickly in football if he wants to carry that on. But we're delighted that he came back to start and give us that start and that platform to build on. But as I said, we want to keep evolving and trying to be better, and when you bring in someone like Ryan, you can't just let a kid go because it doesn't balance the books properly. So unfortunately that's the downside of my job. In an ideal world, I'd love to have kept them both, but not possible.
With Ryan coming in, he can play in both full-back positions, and centre-back, and possibly a few others as well. Yeah,
I mean, again, like I said, he comes has many tools in his box and can play in. He's very versatile and can play in numerous positions, which is also an added bonus, because it's going to be a long, hard season. And like I said, so when you have 1 or 2 players, we know that Joel could play centre-half, we know that Ryan can play centre-half or full-back, we know that Jimmy could play full-back or centre-half, we know Dylan and Rob could play full-backs if we needed. So we got a lot of cover, which is great. We got a lot of versatility. I'm not sure Millsy could play centre-half, but I wouldn't want to put him there either. But outside of him, we are quite versatile. There are players there that can play numerous positions, which is always a bonus.
If we look ahead to tomorrow's game at Pershore, obviously it's in the League Cup, so I assume with your 3 signings of the youngsters this morning, they may well be involved in that squad.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, we know that we want to win the game, of course we do, but we know that it's not a priority for us. But what it is a fantastic opportunity to to have a look at some more younger players. We've got a very good programme working at UITC, or we haven't. UIT have got a very good programme, and they've got some very talented young Hereford boys, and we're at the outskirts of Hereford. And the sooner they get involved in a first team environment, as was proven with Corey and Billy and Jared and Kyle, you know, and Owen, who all had sort of small doses of first team football, that the sooner they have that experience of being in a first team environment, then the quicker they tend to develop, because they mature quickly, and they, once they've had a taste of it, they want another one. So they, you know, they have the carrot dangled, and it's up to them to go and take it. So we'll take three. We've signed 3 boys: Lewis Clark, Jay Richmond, and Matt McDonald, and they'll all play some part hopefully tomorrow. They'll certainly be involved in the squad, on the bench, or playing, because it's a great environment to throw them in at the deep end and see how they go, because that's how I was taught. Chuck you in at the deep end, sink or swim, go for it. If they don't do so well, we know they're not going to be ready yet. But it's going to be a different experience for them, a completely different environment, a completely different sort of preparation for games, and a different sort of opposition. But this is where they'll get their education from. And as you know from old youth team days, it's all about education and progress. And this will do these 3 the world of good.